McKinney, and today I'm going to show you a delicious recipe for blackberry lime glazed pork tenderloin. This is going to be fantastic for this summer, out on the grill. It's really easy to make, and I'm using this awesome jam. It's from the Nashville Jam Company. This is the blackberry, and they have so many unique, awesome flavors, and this video is actually kicking off a giveaway that I'm doing on my Facebook page, Cooking with April McKinney. I'm going to give 3 winners 4 different jams from this company. They're a local company and the jams are awesome. I think this has 4 ingredients. Yep, blackberry sugar, lemon juice, and pectin. So this is really good stuff. It's all natural. It's a local couple and it's great to support local businesses. So I hope that you will be a part of the giveaway. And now let's get started on the recipe. What I'm going to do is I just have a regular pork tenderloin here, and what I like to do is just buy a barbecue rub. I like to look for one that doesn't have a lot of salt in it. But if you want to make your own, I've got a recipe for one, just really simple one down below the video. And what I'll do is I got about a tablespoon of this, and I just like to rub it into the pork. Okay, this is just going to season the pork really well. And remember, we're having to season the whole thing right on the outside since we're grilling it as a whole. So if it feels like you're putting a whole lot of seasoning on there, you're really not. So what I'll do is get this rubbed in, and then I'm going to go over and show you how to make the sauce, and then we'll grill and glaze this delicious pork tenderloin. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and get started on our glaze. What I have is about a tablespoon, maybe a little less, of olive oil in the pot, and then I also put in 2 tablespoons of chopped shallots. If you didn't have shallots, you could just use regular onion, but I like the sweetness and the mildness of the shallots. And then also 1 clove of garlic. So I've just got this in here on medium heat, just letting it soften a little bit, and that's going to flavor the whole sauce. Next, I'm going to get in the jam that I was telling you about, and it's a ½ cup of their blackberry jam. You could probably even use the blueberry, you could use the raspberry in this, but I really like the blackberry with the pork. So we're going to put in ½ of a cup, and I think blackberry is one of their most popular fruit flavors because I've been able to demo this a few times and do samples, and it's amazing. Almost every person that tastes it has to buy some. So I'm going to stir this around, and you sort of let the jam just melt a little bit in the skillet. To that, I'm going to add a teaspoon of lime zest, fresh lime zest, and that's just going to give it a nice little zing. And then we got to add some lime juice in here. I'm going to add 1 lime, or the juice of 1 lime, into our glaze. And the combo of the blackberry and lime, it's a little bit unique, but it really is a little bit different, and it sounds fancy to say blackberry and lime glaze. Stir that around. And then I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. That'll sort of cut the sweetness a little bit of the jam. The last ingredient I'm going to add in is 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. You could also probably use balsamic vinegar if you wanted to. And I'm going to turn the heat up to medium-high. I'm going to let this come to a simmer, and I'll let it reduce for about 5 to 6 minutes. It'll thicken up and it'll reduce down, and it'll be really, really delicious. And gotta get a pinch of salt and pepper. It's the only thing I left out. Pinch of salt, pinch of pepper, and then we'll be ready to start grilling that pork tenderloin. And it is ready to glaze once we get that pork tenderloin grilled. Okay, now it's time to get our pork tenderloin on the grill. Of course, I'm using my indoor grill, but you can certainly do this on an outside grill as well. I've got it on pretty high heat, as you can hear. And I'm going to let it cook on each side for about 7 to 8 minutes. I really want to get it pretty much fully cooked before I put the glaze on, because if I tried to do it sooner, the glaze would just burn onto the pork, and we don't want that. So I'll let this go, and then I'll start turning it. Right, this has been cooking for about 8 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. You can see those nice grill marks. They come from making sure that grill is really hot. Okay, so now that our pork has been cooking for about 15 minutes, I am going to start glazing on our delicious glaze. You can see how it's really gotten thick. It's going to stick to that pork really nicely. And I just love that fruity sweetness with the salty pork. It's just an awesome combination. I'll just get this side glazed, and then I'll move over the rest of the sides. Okay guys, my pork is finished. I've just let it rest for a little bit to let all those juices come together, and that way it stays really moist once I cut it. I've just cut some little pieces right on the bias once I let it cool. And it just smells and looks absolutely fantastic. What I'm gonna do is just put these little pieces right onto my plate. And I actually like my pork just a little bit pink in the middle. It just tastes more moist that way to me. It doesn't dry out, and that is actually the perfect color right there. If you want to add a little more of your awesome glaze to this, you certainly can. I like to just kind of dollop a little bit right on the pork. And people are going to love that. You definitely want to leave the rest of this out for everybody to get some extra dipping sauce with. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know you're gonna love this recipe, and you've got to check out this Nashville Jam Company. Delicious jams. It's a local company, a Nashville company. So be sure to check out my website, aprilmckinney.com, and also the giveaway, Cooking with April McKinney on Facebook, so you can win some of these awesome jams. Thanks.